to the Metaducky Making of Brains Work, Part 7, Experience. Welcome back to the Metaphysical Map. The next stop on the map is experience. Your perceptions over some period of time are your experience. You can experience truth or illusion or some combination thereof. You can know you have experienced illusions or not. When I look at my Metaducky, at a distance I perceive him as fuzzy with no clear lines or shapes. I know this experience is inaccurate. It's an illusion, because I'm nearsighted. When I wear my glasses, now I see him with clear, sharp lines and shapes, as he really is. I do not see my glasses, I see through them. They change how I see, not what I see. They don't change the duck, they change my experience of the duck. A good worldview / metaphysical map is like glasses. It can make things clearer. A bad worldview or metaphysical map is like a bad prescription. It makes things hard to see. Lies in your context or prior knowledge distort your perception of reality. Your worldview colors your experience, and then your experience colors your worldview, or challenges it, or reinforces it. If you aren't aware of your worldview, your experience will probably always reinforce it because it colors your experience. This is the worldview experience loop. You have rose-colored glasses, a rose-colored worldview. You experience a rose-colored world. This makes you believe the ducky is rose-colored. After all, seeing is believing. This reinforces your belief that the rose-colored glasses help you see the world correctly. After all, without them the ducky would look yellow, but you know from experience that he is rose-colored. This is the worldview experience loop. Your prior knowledge, true or false, colors your perceptions. This either helps or hinders your ability to distinguish truth from illusion. This affects your experience, which then usually reinforces your worldview and gets stored in your prior knowledge. Here's an example from August of 2017. Banana peel in a tree. This is an actual news story that actually happened. You can look it up at the link below, or you can just Google it. A lazy college student, unable to find a nearby garbage can, tosses a banana peel into a nearby tree. Now, we know that this happened because the student who did this later confessed and wrote an apology. He seriously just tossed a banana peel into a tree because he was too lazy to find a garbage can. That's all he did. However, college students who have been taught all of their lives that the world is full of racists who hate them see the banana peel as an intentional act of racist terrorism. They're quoted as saying, "Many members of our community were hurt, frightened, and upset by what occurred." One student said she saw the peel and it was like a slap in the face. Many members of the community of college students, were hurt, frightened, and upset by a banana peel in a tree. They believe the world is full of racist people who hate them. They interpret a banana peel in a tree according to that belief. Then, the banana peel reinforces their belief. It becomes part of their loop. One banana peel, tossed into a tree by one lazy dude, causes college students to be hurt, frightened, and upset. Here's a question. Would they have been hurt, frightened, and upset if they did not already believe the world was full of racists? Are these things necessarily equivalent? Or are they made equivalent because of the worldview / prior knowledge / metaphysical map of those students? In other words, did the perceptions that this banana peel in a tree was a racist act of terrorism come from the prior expectation that there are racist people doing racist things all around them all of the time? If they had seen a banana peel in a tree without those expectations, would they ever have looked at it and said, oh, a banana peel in a tree, that's equivalent to a cross burning? And here's a bonus question. Don't bananas grow on trees? I mean, a banana peel in a tree seems kind of almost natural, because bananas come from trees, right? Are banana trees racist? Like your glasses, you are rarely aware of your worldview unless something forces you to consider it. Those students will not separate banana peels from KKK cross burning unless they are forced to question their worldview.
Now, by now, you've undoubtedly heard about the case of the man in Brunswick, Georgia, said by the media to have been a jogger. His name is Ahmaud Arbery. Now, as to the death of Mr. Arbery, both LeBron James and Joe Biden weighed in. First, LeBron James's tweet. We're literally hunted every day, every time we step foot outside the comfort of our homes. Can't even go for a damn jog, man. Like, WTF, man. Are you kidding me? No, man. FR, are you kidding me? I'm sorry, Ahmaud, rest in paradise, and my prayers and blessings sent to the family. My goodness. We are literally hunted every day, every time we leave our homes? Sigh. Just a few facts for Mr. James. Check this out. Fact, of the 400,000 non-homicide violent black-white crimes, 85% are black PERP, 15% the other way around. Fact, blacks kill more blacks, nearly 7,000 last year, than the KKK did in its entire history. Fact, a young black man is 7 or more times more likely to be murdered than a young white man, and again, almost always by a young black man. Fact, blacks kill 2 times as many whites, 500, as whites kill blacks, 250. Fact, blacks, 13% of the population, commit 50% of the murders. Fact, of the 50% of the homicides in this country that are committed by blacks, they are almost always committed by other blacks, usually young black men. This means roughly 3% of the population is responsible for nearly half of the nation's homicides. Fact, the #1 cause of preventable deaths in this country for young white men is accidents, like car accidents. The #1 cause of preventable deaths in this country for young black men, homicide. Fact, Chicago, murder capital of the country in terms of absolute numbers. The city is a third black, a third white, a third Hispanic. Blacks account for 70% of the homicides, and by the way, nearly 75% of them are unsolved. Now, these awful crime stats stem from one primary reason: the absence of fathers in the home. Forget about Larry Elder. Barack Obama once said, a kid raised without a father is 5 times more likely to be poor, 9 times more likely to drop out of school, 20 times more likely to end up in jail. This is the #1 problem facing the country, not white racists hunting down black joggers, for crying out loud. The youngest tenured professor in the history of Harvard is a economics professor named Roland Fryer, happened to be black. He assumed that the cops were in fact using deadly force disproportionately on blacks and decided to do a study on it. He said the results were the most surprising of his career. Not only did he not find the cops more likely to use deadly force against black suspects, he found the cops more hesitant, more reluctant to use deadly force against black suspects. The problem is not racist cops. Lord knows there are racist cops, there are racist doctors, there are racist video show producers. But the problem in the black community is black on black crime. And the left doesn't want to talk about it.
The nation spends $1 trillion a year on inner city communities and trying to uplift people from poverty. That has not worked. What has worked is proactive policing, and the police are not racist. There have been some horrible individual instances in this last year, but that is a drop in the bucket compared to the daily violence that is taking black lives.
Are you aware of your prior knowledge and other social or cultural contexts which may color your perceptions and experiences? Have you ever thought about the way that you interpret your experiences and tried to justify them to yourself or someone else? When I look at my meta-ducky, at a distance I perceive him as fuzzy, with no clear lines or shapes. I know this is inaccurate. It's an illusion. Do you question your own experience? Do you question your perceptions and emotional response to ideas or events? Can you distinguish truth from illusions? And if you did, how would you do it? How would you know you were not being fooled? When I wear my glasses, I see my ducky with clear, sharp lines and shapes as he really is. I don't see my glasses, I see through them. They change how I see, not what I see. Unless my glasses are dirty. So do you question your own experience? Do you question your perceptions and emotional response to ideas and events? Can you distinguish truth from illusions? If you did, how would you do it? How would you know if you were being fooled or if you're not being fooled? Are your glasses dirty or clean? How do you know? Here's some extra MetaDucky homework. Practice explaining what you believe and why you think it's true. Does your worldview make the real world clearer or harder to see as it really is? And of course, the staple homework, especially you, American Church, learn to think and learn to think biblically. The Bible tells us to love the Lord your God with all your mind and to be transformed by the renewal of your mind. So if you're trying to live the Christian life without using your brain, you're doing it wrong. Wipe your glasses off and learn to love God with all of your mind. You'll be glad you did. I hope you enjoyed this bit of orange. Thank you for liking and subscribing, and as always, remember, Jesus loves you.